These Crypt Brown have been taking over my meta tank over the past couple months, so it's time to remove them, put them into the call tub, and make this tank bright and beautiful once again. Let's go! What's up? Welcome back to Bob Mossano Tanks. As I mentioned in the intro, gotta get rid of the crypts in this tank, so I gotta take it down from the top rack, put it in a place that I can work with it, get you guys better camera angle. I'm not gonna waste any time here. We're just gonna get right into it, and we're going to pull out these crypts, propagate them, get the dirt off, put them into the other tank. I'm starting to ramble. Okay, yeah, let's go.
You ready?
So first thing I gotta do here is remove this duckweed from the top. It's very annoying. It's gonna get in the way. You guys know duckweed. Once you go duckweed, you don't go back. So we're just gonna grab a net and go nuts, and I'm going to have to upgrade to a bigger net because there's so much duckweed. Yeah, this we're just gonna play this really fast because it's a boring part. And next up, we're going to do a big brain move. I'm going to drain the water before I take these crypts out. It's going to make it easier because this is a dirted tank with a sand cap. If you go watch this really old video, I don't even know if I still have it public anymore. It might be unlisted. Anyway, so we just drain this of the water to reduce the overall mess that's going to happen, because if I did this with the water in the tank, it would just all turn to muck. Yeah, so we'll get that done, and then we'll be back to remove the crypts. Make sure you have forceps. That's going to help you. Scissors, aquascaping scissors are going to help you. And then tongs, just tools to help you get under the dirt and separate the crypts and stuff like that. Oh yeah, turkey baster too is going to come in handy.
You're afraid to try because you say it's too difficult. Watch this.
And we're back. Now the water is drained, so now is when you're going to use those forceps that I mentioned 2 seconds ago. And what I'm going to do first is remove the crypts that are in the Monte Carlo in the front here, because it's growing up through it. It's kind of preventing the Monte Carlo from spreading any further. So I got to get these little guys out from the front without ripping up too much Monte Carlo. If I do rip it up, I can, push it back into the dirt afterwards once all the dirty work is done here. But if you just go slow, you're limited. I did get one with the first thing, and there are so many little small runners coming off this crypt that it does take me a little while. Here, I just give you another angle. You can see them popping up all throughout the Monte Carlo here. I was not lying. This big one that I'm holding back is shooting out runners all over the place. So basically what I'm doing right now is pulling out the runners. And luckily I'm not getting too much dirt with them. If you get dirt, you're going to clean them up. And then I'm just putting them into a bucket off to the side. You'll see that in a minute here. And I'm going to continue to pull these runners out basically until they're all gone. Wow. And then we're going to jump over to the big boys.
Ready to get brave?
So I'll start over here in the back right corner, and all you do is just get the forceps right underneath the what do you call that? The root base, the spot in the bottom where the roots go into the ground. You'll see it here in a second with this one as well. It's much bigger, so it's going to be a little bit more work, but you just take the forceps and dig them right in there. The focus is going to mess up a little bit here. I got to move stuff out of the way and just get them right underneath the whole plant, and you just lift up from underneath the main stem clump, and most everything else will come with it, including all the dirt. A lot of dirt came with this one, but we'll rinse that off later. We'll put it in the bucket for now. I don't want to make too much of a mess. Wait just a second. And finally, got to get the last crypt out. It's already pretty loose. These are basically the runners from that big clump that I just pulled out. So most of the dirt is already gone. I just need to get the roots, get the runners, clean it up a little bit. As you can see, it's a bit of a mess. The rocks kind of went everywhere. I'm going to have to do a little thing, get some dirt. When I clean off the dirt from the plants, I'll end up putting it back in here. You'll see that. And if we take a look right now, you can just see it's a bit of a mess. The snails are just chilling. They'll be fine, but we'll come back and we'll clean this up after we're done with the crypts that are in the bucket. Well, let's jump over there right this second. Woo! Woo! And here we can see all the crypts that we pulled out of the meta tank. And of course, they're going into the call tub over here, into the crypt zone. If you remember when we set it up, I have like a Rotella side and a crypt side. So the crypt side's looking a little sparse. We're gonna pop them over there. But first, we gotta get all that nasty, nasty dirt off.
Ew.
So let's go into the bucket and let's do that. So this is pretty straightforward, to be honest. I get my forceps, I get my turkey baster. If there's any dirt on the root base, on the, you know, yeah, the roots where the stems are, I spray it with the water, get the dirt off it. Most of it actually is rinsed off because I put it in here. The big clump here, I'm gonna have to use my hands a bit, but all these little runners and stuff, just putting them in the water rinsed off most of the dirt. You can see on the big one here, there's still a bunch of dirt there, so we're gonna dip it in. Basically just use my hands, get the dirt off, and you can see much smaller, more manageable. I mean, there's still an ass load of roots here, but we just clean it up. I can split it here. I can create more plants if I want. Just check the bucket for some extra stuff, and bam, we're ready to plant.
And we're in business.
All right, jumping over to the tank. I got the big crypt already floating here, and I got as much stuff moved out of the way as I can, so hopefully we get a good shot. I don't know if I can. Sorry, you know, it's a plastic tub. I can't get a side shot. My camera's not waterproof. So you just take it by the base of the stem, like kind of where you lifted it out, and you stick it in the dirt. Don't be afraid to use your hands. I actually am probably going to have to use my hands, and yeah, this isn't working very well, so I'll just get this stuff planted. This is going to take a while, actually, and I'll show you the after shot. How about that? So we will be right back. And here we have it, the after shot. It's a little messy. I did kick some stuff up. You can see the shrimp swimming around. There are actually tons of shrimp in here. It's really, really cool. The crypts are all in there. It's now a forest of crypts, so I will be probably listing them back up for sale to get rid of them. Not that I'm not selling them here. Don't ban me, YouTube. But yeah, beautiful.
Just let your foots run naked through there.
Want to see something funny? Just plug in the filter and And finally, I do have to deal with this mess and dirt that's in this bucket. It's pretty gross, all the stuff that came off the roots of the crypts, and I'm going to try to get most of it back into this to help build up the back, because you know a lot of the dirt came out of the back, so we're gonna put it back in there. I am gonna have to take the rocks out of here to get it all done, but we're gonna try and just make this, you know, look nice again, look clean again. It's just gonna be Monte Carlo now, so it'll, you know, not have too much extra. Anyway, you just grab your turkey baster, stick it in the very bottom, because the sand and the heavy dirt's gonna stick to the bottom, and you just suck it up, and you can see tons of dirt in the turkey baster, and that's all gonna end up back in the tank. So we'll just do that real quick. This is pretty simple. I don't know if many people like think of using their turkey baster like this, but now I just squirt the dirt back in, and if a lot of dirty water gets back in there, you can just like do it, you know, do another water change, drain out the nasty water, put back in clean water, and I'm just gonna repeat this until all of the heavy dirt and stuff, because there is like little chunks, yeah, depending on what kind of soil you're using. But I'm gonna get most of the dirt back in here, and we'll be back in a minute with that. And now you can see it's beautiful and clean. I do still have to put the rocks back in, but I got most of the sand back in, most of the dirt. It's nice and flat and built back up. There's no big hole in the back from that crypt being missing. And yeah, so I'm gonna get the rocks back in, do a water change, and we'll show you the final picture here in one more second. Ta-da! Here you go, filter back in. No more crypts. It's beautiful. It's the Monte Carlo is just gonna take over this tank, and then I don't know, maybe I'll finally sell it. I've had it for like 2 years. But anyway, that's propagating and replanting your crypts. And also a little secret at the end to get the dirt and sand back into your tank.
That was awesome.
So thanks as always so much for watching. Thanks for making it to the end. Really, really appreciate it. Make sure to leave a comment below. You know it helps out the algorithm. Like, subscribe if you're new here. Really, really helps out the channel. Patreon shoutouts here as always. Leather Turtle, Michael Redmond, and Brian Dodson at that $10 tier. Thank you so much, Brian. And YouTube channel member shoutouts: Mitch Bottima, Jamie Anderson, Tater Salad, Poseidon's Pets, Robert Redmond, and of course, Rival. Thank you all so much. Hope you guys enjoy the stuff the early access, I do have some members only content coming. I mean, more than what I've been doing. I know I've been lazy. Anyway, that's all for now. Thank you so much. Doop stuff's in the description. And remember, guys, till next time, keep your shrimp pan strong. Bye-bye now.